Good morning. It is a new year, 2025, January 1st, and we are starting on a chronological reading plan through the Bible with Genesis chapters 1 through 3. I posted a video yesterday talking about what I wanted to accomplish this year going through this video series, reading through the Bible chronologically. And you can check that video out if you didn't catch it yet. The big points, the major things to remember from that is that there are 3 questions we will be discussing as we go through the scriptures. Not every day we will cover all 3 questions, but they are the 3 questions that I am journaling about as I go through these passages in my journal. And they are what can I learn about God? First question. Second question, what can I learn about myself? And third question, what do I need to obey or change in my life because of what I have learned? So if you need to or want to learn more about those 3 questions, I think you should go look at the introductory video and then jump back in with us. Even if you only read a few chapters, a few verses or 1 chapter, follow along on the video every day and let's learn together, learn to know the Lord better, learn to know His Word better, and just see how He changes our lives throughout this year because we are spending time in His Word and in His presence. So, Chapter 1, Genesis 1 through 3. I'm not going to read the chapter. I'm not going to cover much about its content, but just a kind of a summary overview. This is the part of the creation. Chapter 1 is the big overview, covers the 6 days of creation, and then on the 7th day God rested. Chapter 2 goes more into detail on the creation of humanity because that was a specific crowning achievement of creation. And then chapter 3 details the fall, the temptation by Satan, and the fall into sin and the consequences of that. So that's the content for chapters 1 through 3 for day 1, January 1st. And now the 3 questions. First question, what do I learn about God from these chapters? And I made a list, and I spent maybe 30 seconds making this list of all the things I could think of from these 3 chapters about God. So I think we could probably add a lot more, but I'm just going to read you my list that I made. From these chapters, we can know that God is creative. He is personal. He is relational. He is forgiving. He is just. He is loving. He is powerful. He is majestic. He is redemptive. Oh, aren't we so glad for that? He is organized. He is good. He is merciful. He is gracious. He is kind. I'm sure we could add on to that list just from these 3 chapters, many, many other items. But that's the list I created. What do I learn about God in these chapters? Second question, what do I learn about myself in these chapters? And this is where it gets a little bit more personal. And sometimes, a lot of times, it will mean what do I learn from the people in these chapters that it also is reflected in my own life. So in these chapters, I see that I am vulnerable just as Eve was to temptation. I am vulnerable to sinning just as Adam and Eve were. And so I need to be aware of that. I am not Superwoman. I am not living in heaven. I am still a sinner. I am still subject to the broken world we live in, and I can still sin. And so I am vulnerable to giving in to temptation. If I'm aware of that, I can be better prepared for it. And then the third thing, what do I need to obey or change in my life because of what I have learned about God and about myself in these chapters? And this is the thing, the question I came up with in my journal when I was writing about this, because I am vulnerable to temptation, and that takes so many different forms for every person. If I ask myself, and if you ask yourself, is this thing that I'm tempted to do, which might be good, might be okay, might be not good, could run the gamut. Is this thing going to, how did I word this? Is this thing that I'm tempted to or that I'm desiring or wanting, is this thing going to draw me closer to Jesus? And is it going to lift me up or is it going to lift up Jesus? If I can answer those two questions, I can better protect myself from falling into sin, battle against the temptations to sin, and I can do a better job of living my life in a way that honors and glorifies the Lord. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Follow along tomorrow. We'll be continuing on. Again, like I said in my introductory video, my plan is for every day. We'll see how it goes. Thank you. Have a great day. Have a great year. And worship the Lord in the beauty of his holiness, because he deserves every bit of it.